Welcome to Business Insights with Osayi Tres Omokaro, the one and only free business consultancy live radio podcast from Benin to the world. We have only one vision: to ensure that startup founders and MSMEs do business professionally and make positive and profitable impacts. Sit tight and enjoy today's episode.
Listeners at home, my name is Osayi Tres Omokaro. You're welcome to our regular program, Business Insights with Osayi Tres Omokaro. Today, we will be looking at something that's very dear to my heart. I'm one of those that seriously believe in the fact that when we empower entrepreneurs, we are empowering the generation far beyond us, because entrepreneurs, for me, are fathers of the society. And when you look at something at the center of entrepreneurship, that is the entrepreneur himself. I often talk about the various factors of productions, which include land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. But the thing is, all of these other factors of production depends on the effectiveness and efficiency of the entrepreneur. So today, I understand that a lot of us are running razzmatazz on a regular basis, trying to make our business get the light of the day. But I've seen that an average CEO practically do not have a job description. So today, my question goes out to all our CEOs out there. Mr. MD, please, what is your job description? Yes, of course, I don't expect you to answer, but I'm going to help you answer that, and I'm going to guide you through the process. Then, like we know, this program is a call-in program, which means at any point in time, you are at liberty to call in, to send text messages or WhatsApp messages asking us questions related to any aspect of your business, any challenge you're facing in your business. Feel free to ask us and write while we are live here. We will respond and answer to your question. And the numbers to call are 070-8544-7462. I'll call it again. 070-8544-7462, and the other number to call is 080-5828-3747. I'll go again. 080-5828-3747. These numbers are available on WhatsApp, and they're also available through text messages or write on a call. And also understand that we are live on Facebook at Treskaro. So you can go live on Facebook in case where you are, you're about to leave the house and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to leave where my radio is, I may be losing out. Just go right on Facebook and check for Treskaro. Do where to follow, like our page, then listen to what we have for you this morning. I said, what is the job description of a CEO or an entrepreneur? So the first thing, I have a few caution for entrepreneurs, because I see a lot of young people today. In fact, somebody wrote recently that it's only in Nigeria that you see someone who is 16 years calling himself a guru. People that attain to that status of being a guru, some of them are giving over 15 years, 20 years. Your entire life is just 16 years and you call yourself a guru. Not because it's not possible, but a lot of time we young people, we jump at titles. So because of that, I have a few caution I want to give to startup founders. Remember, the focus of this business is on MSMEs, which means medium, small scale businesses. So my first caution to you as an entrepreneur is the fact that you should not adopt the name CEO very urgently, or possibly from the beginning of starting a business. Because whether you like it or not, the name could open some doors, But the truth is, how prepared are you to step into the responsibility of those doors? So it's not enough to say my name is this and I'm the CEO of this, so it could be setting you up for a quick destruction. So the second thing you also must note is the fact that the word CEO, Chief Executive Officer, symbolizes the finality of a business. So when I see the CEO, I tell myself I'm seeing all that there is to this business. So imagine if all you are is one who is still trying to find his feet, and you give me your card says CEO. I just automatically tell myself that this business is yet to find its feet. There's nothing wrong in starting where you are, but who says you must be the CEO? Who says you must be called the CEO? Name yourself whatever you want to name yourself, but it doesn't have to send a signal to the world that you are the height of authority as far as this business is concerned. Because the thing is, if you are not careful, that name CEO may become the beginning of your pride. Like we'll see in some churches now. GO, General Overseer, you are GO. So why should I come for a training that is put together by you? And meanwhile, I'm GO, but I'm struggling. And there's another GO is doing very well. He has programs that could help me. I will not go because he's GO, I'm GO. We are both serving the same God. But yet, my church is backing up. The same thing is happening to a lot of us entrepreneurs. People have given 20, 30 years to attain what they have attained. But you started yesterday. You are CEO is CEO. When they call for a CEO's gathering, you are there, is there. But you know that you are dying. Your business is resting on your head. And you really don't know what to do. So that name could promote you to destruction. Then, fourth, forget about the name. Forget about the brand. Sit under mentorship. Sit under tutelage. If you are one of those that read the Bible like I do, you understand that David was anointed king 14 years later before he ascended the throne. Jesus was king from birth. The parents knew it, but he still served under people. And the Bible said when he was 12, he sat with the elders, listening and asking them questions. Imagine what it takes for you to sit down with people that you created, listening to them and asking them questions. Right now, I'm going to go right on to talk about the basic job description of an entrepreneur. But before I do that, like I said, this is a call-in program. Feel free to call in. The numbers to call are 070-8544-7462, 070-8544-7462, and the other number to call is 080-5828-3747. I'll take it again, 080-5828-3747. Okay, Mr. CEO, Mr. MD, one of your job description is actually leadership and strategic planning. It means as a CEO, it's your responsibility to set the company's vision, get the mission out, and the overall strategic direction of the organization part-time. But as a CEO, it's not your responsibility to do the nitty-gritty of the day-to-day operations of your business. That's part of the reason why a lot of CEOs are struggling and finding it difficult to put things together. Because the goal here, like we always say in our intro, is the fact that we want you to make profitable impacts. If you're making impact, the world is hearing about you, you're transforming life, and your family is suffering, that's not a profitable impact. If you are changing the world and yet you are broke because the the things are not connecting and the finances are not flowing, that's not a profitable impact. So our goal is to ensure that you're making impact, you're transforming life, yet your own life is getting transformed. That's why we took time to talk about building systems and structure. And for us, Treskaro Systems and Solution is one of the services we offer. We can come into your business and take a deep look at where you are, access your current status, and we are able to profile the way forward. So at the end, you as the CEO, you're able to gain your freedom back, be able to make impact, and yet enjoy life with your family. So it's your responsibility to come up with a vision, the mission statement, and the overall strategic plan, the strategic direction of the organization. I'll tell you this as a CEO, no matter how small your business is, do well to get you may not be able to get board of directors, but I'll recommend that you get some persons who form what I'll call your board of advisors. People who you have submitted to over the years as mentors and all of that, senior colleagues. Get them to just once in a while check what you're doing. And I can tell you a lot of these persons will do it for free. Because whether you like it or not, the goal of an average entrepreneur is to see that the society get better. Forget about the names we call them. The only true thing is, because your dominant focus is to see how the society can get better, you're coming out with products and services regularly to meet needs and demand. The nature on its own pays you with a lot of finances. And once people see entrepreneurs living lavishly, they look at that and sometimes blow it out of proportion and say they are all thieves. And one of the things I know, because I do a lot about psychology, I teach a lot about the power of your mind. One of the things I know is that if you tag wealthy people as criminals, and within yourself you don't want to be a criminal, you have inadvertently told your mind that because you don't want to be a criminal and you think that wealthy people are criminal, you told your mind you don't want to be wealthy. And you'll be surprised. You're putting in all the efforts, but you're still broke. The money comes, it goes. Your psychology is fighting you. Because one of the things your mind does is that your mind loves you so much. Your mind will protect you. And one of the ways your mind protects you is to keep you where you have told it that is a comfortable place. So if you tell your mind that this circle is comfortable and everything that tries to take you out of this circle is a danger, your mind records it. So every time you try to go out of that circle, your mind brings you back to that circle, because your mind has a responsibility to protect you. The second responsibility you have, the second job description you have as a CEO is decision making and execution. The ball ends on your desk. It means critical decisions that needs to be taken on the day-to-day activities of the business. You may not be the one interfacing with the customers. You may not be the one producing the product and the services, but there are critical decisions to be made on a regular basis. And one of the things that systems and structured documentation does for you is that it helps you make those decisions way ahead of time. So your staff do not necessarily need to talk to you to know what to do, because what you have decided should be done is already documented. But once in a while, those things are reviewed and the key decisions need to be taken. These are part of the responsibility that you have as a CEO. That's why if you look at some of this responsibility, you understand that it's not just in the name. It's not just in the name. Decision making and execution. Decision making and execution. These are things that takes time to be built. So you can't take away the need for continuous learning. Like we said last week or about 2 weeks ago, is that entrepreneurship is a leadership development journey. Because like we always emphasize, the various factors of production takes its leadership from the entrepreneur. It means you have to manage the money, you have to manage the people, you have to manage the land. because all of these are the other factors of production, plus you, the entrepreneur. You are the one that manages the risk and all of that. So that's very important. So the CEO also ensures effective execution of the strategies that have been planned. I use the word you ensure. You don't do the execution yourself. But does that mean that, even as a young man just starting, possibly you are alone? Of course, when you are alone, you are still a solopreneur. For me, I call that owning a job. You're not really an entrepreneur yet. You have a job, but you are your employer, until you begin to build systems and begin to create product and services depending on that system. Then the third very critical responsibility of a CEO is stakeholder engagement, stakeholder management. Business is not just about what's happening in your office. Your business interacts with the society. Your business interacts with regulatory bodies. Your business interacts with the customers. So once in a while, in fact, from inception, you need to be a master of what these various stakeholders bring to the table. You must have a critical understanding of how these other stakeholders play a role in affecting your business. The next responsibility of a CEO is organizational management. As a CEO, you are responsible for overseeing the management team and ensuring effective coordination of all the departments. It means your core team are the management team, which has to do with the various heads of units. Part of the reason why a lot of CEOs seems to be getting stranded is that they have responsible people who should be manning various units, but sometimes they go beyond those people and want to interact with the people who should be submissive to those people. Some of us are that petty, are that engaged because we want to know everything going on. But the truth is, I learned this years long ago, particularly about churches. Somebody said a church where the pastors dot the I's and cross the T's hardly ever outgrown 200 membership. And I found that to be a reality over the years. The same thing, a business, an organization where the MD wants to see everything, approve everything, and not giving people authority to act on his behalf, that business gets stagnated after a while. So your responsibility is organizational management, managing the team leads, managing your executive team. Then another thing is financial management. Yours is to monitor the company's financial performance, getting the necessary feedback from the necessary departments, and knowing where we are heading to. So whenever we are not heading in the right direction, it becomes your responsibility to call us to order to ensure that everything that the funding that we are releasing for marketing, for production, for research, and all of this, ensuring that we are getting return on those investments. Then corporate governance and compliance. I talked about the other time that stakeholder management is one of the core responsibility of the CEO. Corporate governance is managing your business in accordance with the laws of the land where you operate. I will not want to mention name now, but years back I heard of a newspaper company in Nigeria who went to a certain other country in Africa to set up and was trying to perform some of the things they do here. Because I'm a trained journalist, so I have friends in the journalism field. There are some very crazy practices that happens in journalism in Nigeria. So he went out there and tried to do that, the same thing in South Africa. That same organization was shut down. It was because some of the things they were trying to bring to bear there they are having their field way doing that right here. But in trying to do that in another clan where things work properly, corporate governance code clamped down them and they were shut down. So when you get into an environment as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, it's your responsibility to understand the corporate governance that governs the field of business that you are into. And you must be compliant or you will be shut down. You must be compliant or you will be shut down. Then another core responsibility of the CEO is innovation and adaptability. As a CEO, you must promote the culture of innovation and continuous improvement within the organization. One of the things I don't accept wherever I am is that word. That's how we used to do it. It limits. That's how we used to do it. So does that make it right? So never accept that notion because it's been done like this. A lie doesn't become a truth because it has lingered for generations. It only requires someone who is innovative to challenge it, and we realize that we've all been fooling ourselves. So create a culture that allows people to test new things, culture that allows people to question the status quo, a culture that allows people to alter things. When you work with that culture that says this is how we've been doing it, you find it difficult to adapt when changes come. And a time comes when some changes come that will sweep you off the ground. Then finally, the final responsibility of a CEO, remember, these are just a few ones we can talk about. It's not all encompassing. It means that for your organization, your job description may extend beyond this. For some, it may even be less than this because you are not yet at a place where you need to do all of this. Is performance monitoring and reporting. As a CEO, you must not play with the reports of how your staff members are doing. That's a report you must not play with. In thinking about this before I came to the studio this morning, I just thought to myself that a lot of small businesses in Africa are succeeding by mistakes. And whether we like it or not, that's the truth. That's why when something happens and you give them the opportunity to start afresh, a lot of them, majority of them, can't find their way back. Part of the reason why all of this happened is also because of the fact that we are a very religious environment. In fact, somebody said something that the reason why insurance doesn't thrive in Africa is because when you tell somebody to insure his house, it will tell you that thing you are talking about will not happen in Jesus' name. It will tell you it's not my portion. So our insurance is spiritual. So because of that, a lot of times we get things, but we don't know how we got it. So we are succeeding, but we really can't document how we are succeeding. So if anything comes that threatens our success, we can't even really go back and trace our path. It's part of the undoing of an average small business in Africa. And I believe that with what we are doing and a lot of other persons are doing, trying to create a new narrative, Nigeria is going to get better. Our business owners, our entrepreneurs are going to be able to do business, make profitable impact, and we'll have the Nigeria of our dream.